Hello everyone, welcome back to White Mirror Oracle. I haven't been up here on the tube for a while, and I just did a post so you can see why if you want to know. But I'm really happy to just speak in here, and I'll do a timeless reading for you guys. However, whenever you watch it, this will be the time when it applies, and it is also for you who feel drawn towards it. We will see what comes up. There might come channeling for a certain sign. There might come channeling for a certain situation. We do not know that yet. I just wanted to peek in here and do an intuitive reading. I felt called to do so. So let's get started. We're doing tarot for those of you who are new here. And I imagine you being curious to see the reason for why we usually go onto the tube to find out information is because we want to process some sort of information that we already have within ourselves. So let's see if we can get some kind of affirmation or confirmation of what you already know deep inside, all right? Let's set up the space, okay? So, I lovingly command this space to be sacred. I lovingly command this space to be holy. And all that is not of good and of good alone, and all that is not of God and God alone, whatever you may call God, is not welcome into this space. This space is for the beautiful viewers that feel drawn to this in truth and in love and honesty and integrity. Yeah. This space do not consent to any siphoning or harvesting of any way, of any kind. So you're safe here. You're safe to check in with yourself. You're safe to feel whatever you want to feel. And I felt drawn to also say that I do not consent in this space to anything that we seem to be right or pure. That's not pure to me. To me, what I want in this space is you who are honest and authentic and showing up to yourself every single day, despite what the world tells you, despite of how you feel, despite of what guidance there might be or not be, because you know something deep inside your heart, deep inside your soul, that is pulling you towards the intuitive reflections of what you need to know in order for you to play out that plan that, life already has set in motion for you. Okay? Great. No matter what your belief is, right? Well, there are some degrees. Let's get into it. Sorry, I got 3 of Wands here, my loves. And just as I said it was 3-3. So Trinity is important for you. The 3 of Wands is interesting, especially in this specific card. The regular 3 of Wands is somebody who is, standing and waiting for their ships to come in. Anticipation, I would say, being at peace, being at rest, knowing that they will come in. This person is literally climbing a ladder to the sky. We don't know where she's climbing or where she's climbing from. But she's on her way, and she seems very certain, very assured. So for you, this is something that really confirms that you shouldn't back down, and maybe also you shouldn't just wait around, Maybe there's something that is ahead of you, and you have this feeling that, I'm gonna get it because I know that I want it, I know that I deserve it, and I have planned this out. These 3 Wands here are these notorious plans, because what do we have first? First we have the Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Wands represents, inspiration and intuition and creativity and passion, right? I'm just gonna turn down the volume a notch. And then the 2 of Wands represents a gateway, an opening towards something that we haven't, perhaps seen before. But in order for us to move through that gateway, we need to reconsider where we've been before so that we don't repeat the same mistakes twice, right? Or several times. 3 of Wands represents somebody who's already taken that step, already initiated the plan. So you're on your way, and I would say do not back down. Do not doubt for a second that you're not going to go where you're going. I see at the bottom of the deck we have the 5 of Cups. as well as the Chariot. So you're moving away from some kind of loss, and you're moving away because I saw justice, because it is the right thing to do. It is the balanced thing to do. It's the balanced action to take. Maybe there was some kind of legal loss, some kind of contract that left you felt like. What I'm sensing is that this legal issue, if this is for you, let me know. This legal issue that was finished or finalized, it helped you tip the scale in your favor. Finally, I'm hearing, eventually and finally, but because it has been such a long path towards finalizing this contract and letting that past go, it was also kind of a grief, because it was nothing that you wanted to do, nothing that you felt like you really had a choice in, but you had to do it. So congratulations that you finalized that contract if this is for you, but also I'm sorry for your loss or for whatever grief you're sensing right now. Let's see if there's anything else here, okay? What about this journey? Where are we heading? Where are we heading? Well, we're heading at the Page of Swords. So, you know, this could be you again writing a new contract. Maybe you are creating your own reality in form of like writing down, you know, in your diary what you wish for, what you dream of. And I'm not talking about, you know, manifestation affirmations. I'm talking about actually telling to yourself, what is it that you want in life? What is that you plan for? What is your dreams? And don't be afraid to dream, because you're still learning. The page is about learning. So you're still learning how to communicate. But Spirit is right there with you, whispering into your ear exactly what you need to hear, okay? This is also like an adventurous soul. Again, this movement, this really like, I feel like your spirit is young and fresh, but you move through several like lifetimes almost of lessons in this lifetime. And now that you're, you know, finally free, I'm hearing that you're finally free. And I'm hearing this this song from, what do they call that? Here we go again with the children movies. The Demon Hunters, I watch it with my kids. And there's this song, Free. Well, I'm not gonna sing it. I'm too shy for that. But you can look it up, you know. But it's about, you know, setting your heart free, setting yourself free, moving in the direction that you want, even if it's like baby steps. Like each step counts, you know. Just take it as it comes, one step after another, but go after what you want, please. Also, what's interesting is that this ladder is actually built upon bones, which is kind of freaky and scary. So maybe you're maybe you had to climb over some bodies, you know. Maybe there were some actual losses. I'm not saying like physical losses, but maybe you had to like kill some darlings along the way in order to get that contract done. Maybe you had to do some compromise, or you had to compromise with yourself. You know, maybe you had to slay some of your former dreams, some of your former ideals, some of your former contracts. Maybe you had to let go of friends, of old relationships, of old jobs, of old places that you lived in. Maybe you had to let go of old ideas and notions of what your life was going to be like, because there's something waiting ahead. But I'm seeing also, it's interesting because I'm seeing also that, you know, there's this castle in the sky, in the clouds. And usually, this is my interpretation, but because it's on a cloud, usually what they say about, you know, castles in the sky and building castles in the sky and the castles in the clouds and also castles of sand, right? Sand castles. It's all about, you know, believing in illusion and like believing in a fairy tale and, you know, getting stuck behind the rose-colored glasses. I feel like you've taken that off. And I feel like you set yourself free in a way where you kind of like landed and anchored yourself, because you see this new palace here. It's fully anchored in the ground, you know? So wherever you're moving to, it's way more realistic. Almost I'm hearing nihilistic, like it's way more, you know, agreeable for all levels. We get the 9 of coins, and the 9 of coins, again, we got this little spirit here talking to you. 9 of coins is leading you to a way where you're self-sufficient, where you do what you not only feel is best, but what you know is best. It's also about investment, because we have, you know, the coins here and the pentacles. So you've invested in something in order for it to grow. And I think this road is taking you towards finally getting what it is that you know you deserve and you know you want. And if nobody's going to be there with you, you're at least going to do it with yourself, you know. But I definitely hope you can share this with somebody else, of course, you know, because no man is an island. That's my new theme. Capricorn heading on 40, so I'm like, yeah. Like, I realize, you know, we can't do it all by ourselves, even though we want to. We get the Four of Swords, so we're talking about resting and healing. I think that once you get that stability in order and in place, because that's what's coming for you. Once you get the stability in order and in place, you can actually, you know, rest, rejuvenate, and heal. Heal your inner demons, and also perhaps slay some inner demons. I'm also seeing that you need a lot more sleep. Maybe you need to get a new bed, I'm hearing. Maybe you have some back pain you need to see too. Again, there's this portal that you have to walk through. There's just like, there's not only one portal, but you have to slay some demons along the way, and you will continue to do so. Let's see if there's anything else here. Yeah, Page of Wands. So I think each step is like moving. We got a lot of pages here. Moving in a more like adventurous, free-spirited kind of way, but also in a more gentle way. Perhaps in your past, you've been very like wild or rigid or like extreme to any like degree. But now, you know, you're moving slowly. It might be swiftly, it might be fast, but still, you know, it's more like a dance, you know? Because I see also the Page of Wands here is like, kind of like dancing, right? So it's not like I'm hearing, it's not like you're playing with fire, because you're not really gonna get burned because you learned your lessons. But in a sense, you're still, you know, you're still having this playful attitude where it's like, you know, it has to be fun, and I have to feel free. But also remember that the pages, their significance is children, you know? You might be dealing with children. You might have a fire sign and an air sign in your family, or maybe nieces or neighbors or something like that. But I would actually say, you know, it's more about your inner fire. It's just been lit. And you want to be careful what you wish for, because you're still hurting to a little degree. There's still pain here that needs to be healed. So what is this Four of Swords, please? Four of Swords is the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Coins. I think you've been very, or you are very passionate about an investment, about having something. I don't know what this thing is. It might have to do with Three of Wands, because right before I asked this out loud, I also was asking like, what is it that Three of Wands is leading to? So it could very well be that you are ready to invest in something, but you're a little bit scared. Because once you've invested in this, you know, this is hardcore. This is, you know, the Queen of Coins. She represents Taurus. She represents Virgo. She represents Capricorn. This is like, you know, this is physical connection. This is physical investment. So this could be a contract. This could be a work situation. This could also be a parent, I'm hearing, or even a person that you are investing in. Or this could be also yourself. But whoever, whatever this is a very big commitment. And the fire of the Knight of Wands represents something that comes in very quickly. Very, very quickly. And it burns everything in its way. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of flirtatiousness. But it's also fast moving, fast burning. The Queen of Coins, on the other hand, is not. It's stable, it's still, it's strong. So maybe behind this really like passionate calling that you have for this, there is an actual investment that will bring you something for life. Can we get a little bit more clarification on this? Yes, of course. We get the King of Wands coming in here. And the passion will be continuous. We see here the beautiful phoenix. And the phoenix, or the peacock, it represents partially Krishna, which is in Hinduism, represents, you know, the divine masculine, also singing, dancing, music, play. But again, the Knight of Wands, this is the sun, this is fire burning, but it's fire burning always, like way beyond like our perception of what is burning. So we got stable fire and we got stable earth. So there is this need to actually invest, even though it might look a little bit ludicrous, you know, a little bit wild and uncertain, because I see here the Four of Swords. Yes, there's healing, but it might also be stressful, you know. Yeah. I think it triggers a need to heal some kind of fear within, of some kind of deceit, deception, or even, I would say, like past pains, past failure, so to say. All right? It looks good. It looks like you are going to invest in this dream you have that you're moving towards. It is the right thing to do. So is there any advice for my beautiful viewers? What is the advice for this movement towards this goal, this life goal? Six of Coins. Yeah, 10 of Coins. Do it in a balanced way. Make sure that everybody gets an equal part in whatever collaboration this is. Do it in a fair way. Be responsible. That's, you know, the key. I think also the key to let this fire, you know, stabilize. Because at the bottom of the deck, we have the 10 of Coins, which represents, you know, family, generations of wealth, generations of good householding. So yeah, that would be the advice. Let's see if we have one card here from my own deck, the Sacred Space Prayer card. And let's see what comes up. Is there anything here that wants to pop up? And let us know. Yeah. Yay. We got let love lead the way. This is one of my absolute favorites. This is number 2. Let love lead the way represents following your heart. But I love the writing about this, and I'm going to read some of it for you, okay? And then we're going to call it a day. Make sure to hit that like button, by the way, and subscribe if you haven't already. All right, medicine. The medicine says, let love lead the way. Don't follow the light, it shall blind you. It will have you move away from your shadow. Don't follow the shadow, it will have you go insane in confusion and illusion. Never cease by the light of the day. Let love lead the way, for it will hold you in care and compassion all the way home. Yeah, and then the mantra says, and you can take this to heart if you want to. Take it to heart, ha ha ha. I let go of any attempt to control my heart's way, so I allow love to lead me forth. I trust that love will guide me effortlessly all the way home to myself. Boom. Bye.